Hello, my name is Rhys McClenaghan and I am an Olympic champion. It's been difficult to put out YouTube videos during the Olympic Games. I did try to put out a couple, but they kept getting taken down because they violated the Olympic policy or whatever. So let me take you guys back. For every major competition I do, there's 3 main objectives: podium training, qualification day, and finals day. Podium training is when all of us gymnasts get the opportunity to use the competition equipment in that competition arena. Myself and my coach take this day very seriously. We call it competition day 1. We practice the exact same timings, the exact same routine that we would do in qualification day. There's even some judges that come out to judge your routine. Now obviously the results of this podium training don't mean anything really, but to the gymnast I think it is quite important to gain that confidence. Woo! Alright, so we just finished up our podium training and it went very well. The arena looks great, the pommel horse feels lovely, and we're definitely leaving today very happy, but still with areas to improve on. Now that we'd completed a successful podium training, it's now time to switch our focus to that qualification day. We had a strategy of doing a slightly easier routine plan for qualifications day, because the main goal of this day is to make it into the top 8 scores on pommel horse. This will then advance us into the finals and give us that shot at an Olympic medal. We made the pommel final. I'm not only a 2-time Olympian, I'm now going to be a 2-time Olympic finalist. I qualified in first position into the pommel final. It's just that little badge of honour that you get, I guess. Yeah, we went out there and got the job done. I was very happy with the performance. Everything just felt nice and relaxed and calm. To me, that just showed that I was ready to compete that day. And I know that we'll be ready once again on Saturday. So let's hit up a good session and improve even more on that routine I performed in qualifications. There is exactly 7 days between the qualification day and the finals day. This to a lot of people feels daunting in a way, but for me it was just an extra few days to polish up that routine that I already knew that I could hit. There was no endurance work being done. There was no really long sessions either. I guess the really difficult part about that break between qualification day and finals day is when you're not training. This is when so many different thoughts are coming your direction. There's thoughts of falling off pommel horse, having the worst day of your life, and there's also thoughts of becoming an Olympic champion. And to me, there's no way of resisting those thoughts. You just kind of let them happen. I think when you start to resist those kind of emotions, then that's when they become bigger than what they actually are. And what they are is just fleeting thoughts of fiction. Definitely my most calming parts of my day was going to training, and that's when all of those thoughts get put to rest, because what I'm actually doing in training is the reality. And the reality was that I was doing some awesome routines in training. I knew that there was no doubt that I was going to go through that pommel horse routine. It was just about how well I went through it. That was a good training session finished up. We're just trying to improve more and more every day. And that's the nice thing about that mindset, is that even on competition day, that's still the goal. And hopefully that goal is achieved throughout these next couple of weeks. Some may think that it's disgusting that there's blood stained all over this pommel horse, but I think that it's a representation of all of the hard work that us gymnasts have to go through to even just be here, using this pommel horse, using this apparatus at the Olympic Games. And yeah, I guess I'd like to congratulate all of the gymnasts and athletes who have just made it here to the Olympic Games. It's not an easy job. So it came to finals day. I slept well. It felt like any other training session. Of course I'm nervous that entire day before I go to the competition arena. I go through each stage of my warm-up, and then it's time to walk out into my second Olympic Games final.
Big routine, he's gone for his is triple Russian. So Maxwell's the only other competitor that does that, and I think Reese is saying, right, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out swinging. Triple Russian in the middle. This has been incredible so far. His circle is the best in the competition. No form breaks, not one leg split. This is a routine to be remembered. Triple Russian on the end, just the dismount. He's up. Full twist. He has just done the routine of his life, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a standard that is above anyone else in this competition. That is a pommel horse routine worthy of gold, and he's done it. He's done it.
He goes into gold medal position. Now he sees the score. Unbelievable emotion from him.
Oh my, that is unbelievable.
And that is confirmation that Reese McClenaghan from Newton Ards in County Down, competing for Ireland, is the Olympic champion.
I had finally done it, performed one of my best routines in the Olympic Games final. I'd done it when it mattered. That was the highest difficulty routine I'd ever competed and the highest outcome score I'd ever received. It was the most euphoric feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. You walk up and stand behind that Olympic Games medal podium. I had visions of stepping onto this podium for my entire life, and it was finally happening right in front of my eyes. I smiled, I waved, I stepped onto that podium. The moment that medal got put around my neck, I just could not hold it together. I just burst out into tears. I felt that weight on my neck, not as the literal medal, but as the amount of work and sacrifice and dedication that I put in throughout the years. And it was all for that accolade. I mean, I have it sitting beside me right now, and I still can't believe that I'm holding up an Olympic Games medal. There was so few of these I've even touched in my lifetime, let alone have my own. You know, I want to talk a little bit about that shift in my life. My life has changed, not in the way that many would think either. I'm not an insanely rich man. I'm not superstar famous, known around the world. My life will be pretty similar to what it was, but what has changed, what has really changed, is my mind. The adjustment that you have to make mentally after accomplishing a lifelong goal like that is crazy. You go your whole life chasing this one thing, and then just like that, it's done. It's accomplished. It's now history. It's present as a medal. But my whole life I've seen this thing in the distance that I was chasing. Rearranging those thoughts takes time, and it's something that I'm taking very seriously. Of course, I've heard many stories of these post-Olympics blues that you get where you're on this huge high and then you drop off because you're just back at home in normality again. I've been very conscious of that, and I guess not even combating it is the right term to use, more just feeling those emotions, allowing them to happen. Also, before the Olympic Games, I set out some plans and goals that I wanted to achieve after this, no matter what the result as well. I'm now officially a Red Bull athlete, if you couldn't already tell. So I'm allowed to announce that now, which is super exciting. There's going to be some great opportunities, of course, coming off the back of this Olympic title. I guess, yeah, I stopped being selfish. And don't see selfish as a negative thing. When you're an athlete in an individual sport, selfish is what drives you. It's what allows you in that moment of performing a routine in front of millions of people to not care about what millions of people are thinking of you. And you need to be selfish in that regard, that you're doing it for you. So what I guess I'm saying is I can't wait to be selfless and take this medal to as many gymnastics clubs as possible, to as many schools as possible, and allow my story to inspire as many people as possible. Of course, I've spent lots of time away from friends, family. Now is the time to rekindle those relationships and thank them for all of the support that they've had for me throughout the years. And I'd like to thank you guys for your support throughout the years. I started this YouTube channel when I was preparing for my Tokyo Olympic Games 3 years ago, and many of you have stuck around since then. Seeing the disappointment that I had in Tokyo, falling in the Olympic Games final, to now succeeding and taking home the Olympic Games title. The support that you guys have given me does not go unnoticed. Thank you as well to the Patreon supporters who have financially driven this YouTube channel, but then also the very, very kind messages, stories that have been shared with me. I'll never ever forget them times. I hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. There will be more to come. This is not the end of the YouTube channel, but for now, I want you to stay positive, keep smiling, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.